Welcome back to Pain-Free Periods with Stasha Washburn, the period coach. I'm your host, Stasha. I'm also an endo warrior and your guide to period pain solutions that actually work. I am living proof. In episode 1, we covered the 4 root causes of period pain: hormonal imbalance, chronic inflammation, nutrient deficiencies, and stress and nervous system dysregulation. In episode 2, we drove into the estrogen-progesterone balance. We talked about why estrogen dominance is a bit of a misnomer. It's not always about too much estrogen, it's also about the ratio. In episode 3, we tackled chronic inflammation, that low-grade fire that makes everything worse. Today, we're talking about the 3rd root cause, nutrient deficiencies. So if hormones are the dancers and inflammation is the fire, think of nutrients as the raw ingredients your body needs to create balance. Without them, your body simply cannot do its job properly, and your period suffers because of it. By the end of this episode, you will know which specific nutrients are essential for pain-free periods, how to tell if you're low in them, and the most effective way to start filling those gaps. Let's start with a simple question. Why do nutrient deficiencies cause period pain? Because your body is a complex living system. And like any system, it needs the right inputs to function well. When you are deficient in key vitamins and minerals, your body cannot regulate hormones properly. It can't clear inflammation effectively or contract and relax your uterine muscles smoothly. Each of those failures leads to more pain. Here's an example. Magnesium is a mineral that helps muscles relax. When you are low in magnesium, your uterine muscles stay tense, and that tension creates more pain during your period. Another example, zinc is essential for hormone production. When zinc is low, your progesterone drops. And as we already learned, when progesterone is low, estrogen dominates, and that leads to a thickened uterine lining. More lining equals more prostaglandins equals more pain. So nutrient deficiencies are not a side issue. They're often a driving force behind your period pain. Here's the good news. Nutrient deficiencies are among the easiest root causes to fix. You don't need surgery, you don't need a prescription, you need information and a plan. Let's break down the most important nutrients for period health. I'll give you why each one matters, signs you might be low, and where to get it from. So nutrient 1, magnesium is your relaxation mineral. It calms your nervous system, it relaxes your muscles, and it lowers prostaglandin production. Signs you may be low in magnesium: muscle cramps or twitches, anxiety or trouble sleeping, sugar cravings, and headaches or migraines. Magnesium's tied to a lot, so it's a really important nutrient. Where to get it? Leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard, nuts and seeds, especially pumpkin seeds and almonds, part of the reason you see pumpkin seeds in seed cycling, and dark chocolate. Yep, dark chocolate counts. It's one of my favorites. I also take a magnesium glycinate supplement. I take it before bed. It really helps me sleep and it prevents leg cramps. I wake up with leg cramps if I'm not taking my magnesium. It's one of the first things that makes me go, oh crap, I forgot my magnesium last night. So nutrient 2, zinc. Zinc is your hormone helper. It supports ovulation. It helps your body produce progesterone and it reduces inflammation. Signs you may be low in zinc are acne or slow healing skin, thinning hair, hair loss, a weak immune system, so if you're getting sick often, digestive issues. So food-wise, getting in your zinc is oysters, the highest source hands down. I do keep tinned oysters in the cabinet and throw them on salads from time to time, throw them in soups or into sauces. Gives a nice umami flavor to things. They're a really good source of it. I know it's hard to find good quality oysters as we destroy the bays and whatnot around the world. But if you can get your hands on some good ones, they are absolutely the best. And it's probably one of the reasons that it was the old way of boosting libido and helping increase fertility back in the day. It's certainly really good at it because of zinc, because zinc increases your follicle health and your egg health. So anyway, very cool. Beef and poultry are another big one. Pumpkin seeds, again, that's in seed cycling for a reason. And lentils. So depending on where you get your protein sources, those are various good ones to do it. Nutrient number 3, B vitamins, especially your B6. The B vitamins are your energy and your mood support, and B6 is particularly important for period pain. It helps to balance estrogen and progesterone because it helps support liver detox. And it also helps your body produce serotonin, your feel-good brain chemical, well, one of them anyway. And most of your serotonin is made in your gut. So having a healthy gut really matters. Some signs you may be low in B6. If your PMS feels severe, especially the mood swings, the irritability, the anxiety, the depression. Breast tenderness, very classic sign. Fatigue and low energy, very classic sign of low B across the board. And brain fog. Where to get it? Poultry, chicken and turkey are great sources. Fish like salmon and tuna. Bananas. Surprisingly, I know people don't really think of it as a good source, but it is in there. And potatoes, also a good one, especially if you refrigerate them so that they have time to build up your resistant starch, and then you can reheat them up if you want. Nutrient 4, iron. Iron is your oxygen carrier. It delivers oxygen to your tissues. When you are low in iron, you feel exhausted. You may be more sensitive to pain as well. So just keep that in mind. Not only are you inflamed and that's causing pain, but also being low in iron can make you more sensitive to pain. So any way that you can reduce your sensitivity, iron is a really good one. Signs that you may be low in iron are heavy periods with large clots. This is the biggest clue, hands down. Constant fatigue, pale skin or dark circles under your eyes, cold hands and feet, a classic, and shortness of breath with light activity. So if you're like you're getting winded quickly, that's another reason for it. Where to get it? Red meat and organ meats. I'm going to say this right now. Liver is amazing for us, and it was reserved for the menstruating women in communities around the world. It was one of the constants that we see in food around the world, no matter where the group of people live, how isolated they are, on land, on sea, on islands, hot, cold. Everyone saved organ meats, especially liver, for the menstruating women. And it is because it builds a strong, healthy reproductive cycle. And you want that. Even if you don't have any intention of having kids ever, you want a healthy reproductive cycle because it affects literally everything else, including your long-term health, like how long you'll live. So you really, and how well you'll live in that longer life. So if you are really resistant to it, I get it, fine. But if you're at all interested in really upping your health, you can get liver, chicken liver at places like Whole Foods for really cheap, organic, good quality. You can also get them from local butchers, local places do it really well, really easily. In LA, there were amazing places to go to. So if you're in a big city, you want to look for like a halal place or a kosher place or some, like a lot of those kinds of places have them just ready to go for people because it is still part of culture. Put it in things, grind it and put it in your marinara, especially a beef bolognese or a beef marinara sauce, in chili, in soups, in stews. You can really hide it in things to get it going. Burgers, all that kind of stuff. It can really make a difference to your health and your well-being and how you feel. So I'm going to get off my soapbox right there, but I do encourage it. Dark poultry, lentils and beans, and dark leafy greens like spinach. All right. Nutrient number 5, omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s are your anti-inflammatory superheroes. We talked about them in our last episode. They directly lower prostaglandin production, so they are important, and they reduce overall inflammation in your body. Signs you may be low in omega-3s. Joint pain or stiffness, dry skin or brittle nails, that's mine, difficulty concentrating, brain fog, and mood swings. So this is another one. We talked about this last time. You get it in fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel, walnuts, flax seeds and chia seeds, and high-quality fish oil supplements. So one thing that I do want to say is testing is better than guessing. And with a quick word of caution, it's easy to look at this list and think, I'll just take all of those as supplements. You might need to do that, but please don't start there. Please don't do that. More is not always better, and increasing something rapidly can be really hard on your body. Taking too much zinc can deplete your copper. Taking iron when you don't need it can cause oxidative stress. And taking supplements without understanding your body's unique needs can create different imbalances. So my recommendation is that if you can get tested, get tested. Ask your doctor for a complete blood count to check iron status, a magnesium and a zinc test, and a B vitamin panel. At the very least, B6 and B12, but a full panel would be great. But if testing is not available, start with food, not supplements. Food first. Food works better. Food works better. Your body absorbs nutrients from your food more effectively. And food contains cofactors, other vitamins and minerals that help your body use the main nutrient towards it. A supplement gives you one thing. Also, if you're in the process of repairing your gut, a supplement is just washing through and you're just flushing money down the toilet, literally. Food gives you an entire symphony of nutrients that work together and is part of the gut healing process and the keeping your gut healthy process. So let's talk about what you can do this week. And as always, I'm reminding you that pain is the onion. You don't peel it all at once. I'm going to say this a lot because I had to hear it a lot, an embarrassing amount of a lot. So you have to be gentle with yourself and you have to do this step by step. And if you want this to stick, to be really, truly in remission, it has to stick. You have to stick with it. So some things can kind of ebb and flow, but some things really do need to stick. Eating better food is something that needs to stick. Nutrient deficiencies can feel like it's a big layer because there's so many nutrients to think about, but you do not have to fix them all right now. You just need to start with one. So look at the list of nutrients we just covered. See if one of them stands out to you. Maybe you have a lot of those symptoms, the signs that you're deficient in something, and it's just like, oh boy, I have all of those. Let me start there. Or maybe it's just a feeling. Maybe you're standing in the grocery store and certain foods are calling to you and you realize, boy, a couple of these are the ones that really help build iron. I think that I'm going to really focus on making sure I eat those iron-rich foods for at least the next cycle and see if I notice a difference. So again, picking one, right? Just picking one thing to pull into your body. You could do pumpkin seeds in your breakfast for magnesium. Add in some dark chocolate. I would say that if you're going to add in some dark chocolate, you can do something else as well. But you can do that. So whatever it is, pick it. Do just that one thing. And for your next cycle, track it on your chart. Again, free chart in the show notes below. Notice if your next period feels any different and start seeing those small changes add up. This is how you peel the onion, one layer at a time. That's it for Pain-Free Periods with Stasha. Here is a quick recap of what we covered today. Nutrient deficiencies are a driving force behind period pain. 5 key nutrients are magnesium, especially magnesium glycinate, zinc, B vitamins, especially B6, iron, and omega-3 fatty acids. Before you supplement, start with food, and if you can, get tested to know where your levels are right now. Your action steps for this week are to pick one nutrient from the list and one food source to your routine for this cycle. Start small, track how you feel, and next week we're diving into the 4th root cause, stress and nervous system dysregulation. We will talk about why stress is one of the biggest drivers of period pain and how you can calm your nervous system to reduce that pain. If this episode helped you, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Always take a screenshot and tag me on Instagram or TikTok or wherever at Stasha Washburn and tell me which nutrient are you adding first. And if you're ready to go deeper, I work one-on-one with clients to create personalized plans. Head to theperiodcoach.com or click the link to sign up for a deep dive chat where we can talk for an hour and see what's going on. You will leave with actionable steps to take. And remember, the revolution will be bloody. And it starts with giving your body the raw ingredients it needs to heal. Until next time, take care of yourself. You are worth it.